What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our Kratom Addiction and Recovery Daily Devotional series. So we're in our study in Job, and we're going to pick up today after we were in chapter 1 over the past couple days, where we were talking about Job's first tests that he was going through. And today we're going to be picking up with Job's second test, which is in chapter 2. One day the members of the heavenly court came again to present themselves before the Lord, and the accuser Satan came with them. "Where have you come from?" the Lord asked Satan. Satan answered the Lord, "I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on." Then the Lord asked Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and stays away from evil, and he has maintained his integrity even though you urged me to harm him without cause." Satan replied to the Lord, "Skin for skin. A man will give up everything he has to save his life, but reach out and take away his health, and he will surely curse you to your face." "All right, do with him as you please," the Lord said to Satan, "but spare his life." So Satan left the Lord's presence, and he struck Job with terrible boils from head to foot. Job scraped his skin with a piece of broken pottery as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God and die." But Job replied, "You talk like a foolish woman. Should we accept only good things from the hand of God and never anything bad?" So in all of this, Job said nothing wrong against the Lord. Dude, poor Job. I mean, as if he wasn't going through it enough with losing all of his kids and his livelihood. Now his health is being affected, and his wife obviously is no help. So this is a topic that I'm glad that we're getting into, talking about the tests with our health. A lot of us end up on kratom because we have different health ailments going on, whether it be chronic pain like what I go through, whether it be, I've heard of people taking kratom for many, many different health ailments. Anxiety, depression, I've heard of people taking it to lose weight. I've heard of people, all sorts of different health stuff. People take kratom for. But the thing that's unfortunate about kratom is that a lot of times, especially when you get into the larger amounts of it, a lot of times kratom can cause health issues. For me, it caused hormonal imbalances, weight loss, hair loss, premature aging, like all this different stuff. It ended up making my chronic pain condition, which is what I started taking it for in the first place, it ended up making it worse. And so my health was in shambles by the end of my kratom use. As we look at this chapter 2 in Job, we look at starting off again, which we're not going to get into today, the adversary going to God and saying, "Hey, look at Job, he didn't curse you, but, if you let me affect his health, I'm sure that he will." And so God allows the test to happen. As God, like we were talking about a couple days ago, as God allows the tests to happen in our lives. And so with this, Job's skin breaks out and boils, and his health is affected. And so not only is he dealing with the test that he was going through from losing his kids, his everything that he was doing to make a living, but now he's being tested with his health. And then, like we said, his wife was no help. And is saying, whatever, you love God so much, just, if God is so good, why is he letting this happen? Just, curse God and die. Man, what a lady. But yeah. And then how Job's response is, and this is the focus for today is again, like how Job responded to this, where he says, should we accept only good things from the hand of God and never anything bad? And I think that that's really cool. You know, we were talking about over the past couple days how like these tests and these challenges that we go through in our addictions and recoveries and also in our lives, because there are going to be a lot of tests like this, even when you're past kratom addiction and recovery. And it's really good to remember this. And I know it's easier said than done. And I've been saying to you guys, like, I am flesh and blood and I'm going through these studies with you, and I am not perfect. And I go through my own challenges on a daily basis. And this is to remind myself too that, like, you know, the tests and the challenges that we go through, that there is a point and a purpose to this. God allows these things to happen for a reason. And not only are we learning and becoming better people because of these tests, but as things end up playing out in our lives, you know, as we talked about in the last chapter, you know, the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. And so we go through these tests and these challenges where the Lord takes away. And then the Lord gives as well. Do we get everything that we want? No, we don't. No, we don't. Are things ever going to be perfect? No, they aren't. But when we go through these tests and these challenges and we learn and we grow and we move forward in our lives, the Lord will bless us with what we are meant to have and what we are meant to receive. And I've gone through this where, like, what I've lost, when I have regained something that is meant to take its place, I appreciate it on this deeper level. To relate it to what we're looking at today, you know, my health was in shambles, you guys. Like, I can't even explain to you. Like, I literally thought that I had some sort of like terminal illness and I was dying. That's how horrible I felt when I was in the worst of my kratom addiction. I had lost 40 pounds that I didn't have to lose. I was skin and bones. I couldn't eat anything. My hair, half of my hair had fallen out. My skin had aged so much in that time from the dehydration. My hormones were completely out of whack because the kratom and probably the malnutrition too just whacked out like everything. Mentally, I was a mess. Physically, I was a mess. And I was just a shadow of myself. I was in so much physical and mental anguish. And was it this, you know, instantaneous, like, I quit kratom and I felt better? No, it wasn't. It's been a very long process. Do I still feel 100, or do I feel 100% now? You know, I'm 40. I'm wondering if this is the 100% for 40, but like, you know, I do have a chronic pain condition that I deal with every single day. I do have now the wear and tear on my body from my kratom addiction and from, you know, basically like wasting away to nothing. But what has been regained and what has been rebuilt since then, physically and mentally, is absolutely amazing. I'll never be perfect. I'm getting older. I do have a chronic pain condition, but like, I feel so much better. I don't rely on any substance, no kratom, no coffee, no weed, no nothing, to get up and start my day and get through my day. And sure, I have aches and pains. Sure, I have challenges day to day. Sure, I get tired working full time. But like, it's absolutely amazing. And like, I'm so thankful for how I feel now, even the days that I'm tired, even the days that I have pain. And you know, we're talking about how when we go through these health tests and challenges, that like, they don't last forever, and they are meant to be teaching us things. And one of the things that I've learned from my health tests is that when I have gotten a little bit better and I have gotten off of, the substances, and I'm able to be just like in my, be myself and feel how I'm supposed to feel, that it is so much better than how I was feeling before, and I'm able to be thankful for it. So as we talk about this today, and we talk about, Job's challenges, and like also the point of what we're talking about too is that, like, he says, should we accept only good things from the hand of God and never anything bad? That's the point of what today is that it's good for us to accept the bad things. It's easy to just, go, oh, why God, why? And I've had that time in my life a long time ago. Before I spent 20 years in the New Age, I had something horrible and traumatic go on in my life, and I turned my back on God. And that's what led me into 20 years of spiritually searching in the New Age. And, that's because when I was young like that, I wasn't able to see and to know that, like, that I should have accepted the bad things as well as the good things. And that's important for us to remember today, that, like, there's a lot of bad things that go on in our kratom addiction and recovery. And that it's really important for us to accept those things. And not only learn from them, but to know that these things are leading into the good things that are to come. And so think about that today. Think about it for a long time, just like I said yesterday, that this is hard, you guys. Going through this is so hard. But when we're able to look at this in this way, when we're able to look at this chapter in Job, and as we unfold this whole book, like, look at it and looking at it and how it applies to our situation, and being reminded that when we're in the pain and when we're in the sickness and when we're in the hurt and the suffering, like, to be reminded of these things is so important. And we don't have to be perfect and go, oh, all of a sudden, oh, it's all good, God, like, you got this. Like, it's not about that. It's about finding these moments where we're able to have this clarity and this connection with God, where, like, nothing is ever going to be perfect, but having these moments of these mustard seeds of faith, these tiny moments of faith of, like, I don't know how this is going to work out, and it works, and it hurts really bad right now, but I know that you got this, God. And I know that, good comes from you and the bad comes from you, and the bad that does come from you is going to work out for good eventually. And it may not work out the way that I want it to, but it's going to work out the way that you've intended for it to. So think about that today, you guys, and let us know how you're doing in the comments section below. And we'll be back next time to pick up in Job and learning and thinking about all the wisdom that this book has to offer. All right, love you guys. See you next time. Bye.